Alright, turns out one of the reasons my GPU was getting so hot was because I had my refresh rate and my monitors too high. I should just try to keep them to exactly the same as whatever my game and OBS is running. That way I don't stress the GPU as much, and I can keep it at a slightly lower temperature. That's probably the best way to do things. We still have a little time before the next train leaves. What should we do? It might be best to just wait in the station until the train arrives. I'm pretty sure I've already done everything I need to. I already got Red Moon Rose, and I already took the food items from Laura's fan club. So, wait in the station. Yeah, let's go wait inside. We need to buy our tickets for our trip to Garrelia Fortress too. We're in a fortress-like area in the... I think we're in Garrelia Fortress during the prologue. Maybe we're about to go full circle here. Yeah. Hey Eustace, wanna buy me some snacks? Buy your own food. Haha. Lively as ever, I see. Hopefully I'll do a better job this time now that I know to take advantage of Eustace's buff and Gaius's AoE delay craft. Let's head in then. And there's Celine. Ooh, I could see the castle for a second there. Wait, it's gone again. Well, the forest is quite dense around here. Still, we saw a lot of weird things in that castle. It was one thing after another from the moment we walked through the door. What are you looking at me for? Never mind. That was pretty great. Do you have this much fun on all your field studies? I just wish it was a little longer. Those 2 days went by so quickly. Well, the field study isn't over. We're on our way to our next location, so don't relax just yet. It looks like I must say farewell to Legram once again for the time being. I wasn't expecting to, but I can't help but feel a little homesick already. I can understand why. It was a really welcoming place. I didn't ever get the sense that social classes were keeping people apart. True. Seems like a place that we nobles could learn much from. I'd definitely like to visit again in the future. It would be great to bring Fee and the others next time too. You're all more than welcome in Legram anytime. I can only hope I'll continue to learn and grow between now and when I next return. After leaving Legram, we changed trains at Berehard Station and rode the cruising main line north heading toward Keldic. Somehow I find somehow I can't resist the urge to hit turbo mode while the bullet train is going. So make it seem like it's going even faster than it really is. Yeah. Do I get to play another round of Blade? Alright, let's go over our schedule again. We're currently en route to Keldic, where we'll rendezvous with Group B. From there, we'll take the Transcontinental Railroad to Garrelia Fortress on the Empire's eastern border. Now that I think about it, this entire party is what we have in that prologue section, minus Millium, of course. Garrelia Fortress is one of the Imperial Army's largest strongholds. It's sometimes referred to as the wall that protects the nation from the threat of the Calvard Republic. I've heard it's ludicrously gigantic, almost an icon of military excess. Hopefully this isn't giving Trump any ideas for his walls. 2 giant cannons. Now even he wouldn't do that, right? It also houses the 2 railway guns and has a military exercise ground on the premises. Make the Calvardians pay for it! Okay, that was bad. That was a bad joke. Weren't those the weapons that Gwen said he regretted constructing? Yeah, these two massive orbital cannons pointing toward the east at Calvard. Or more specifically, they're aimed at the buffer zone between us and them, Crossbell State. They are pretty crazy, yeah. It's like you're looking at a mountain of iron. I was pretty overwhelmed when I first saw them. What an Iron Chancellor, indeed. Wait, you've actually seen the railway guns in person? Yeah, Gramps took Claire, Lecter, and me to see them this one time. These are the mightiest weapons wrought by the hands of man since the Great Collapse. I want you to consider what it means that such weapons have been placed here. Well, something like that anyway. To consider what it means. He has a flair for the dramatic, I'll give him that. Come to think of it, today's the day, isn't it? The day that the Chancellor is scheduled to depart for Crossbell with Prince Oliver. Guess the trade conference kind of snuck up on us, huh? I think that's where Lecter's going too. I want to go to Crossbell. There's supposed to be this really famous theater park there, and they have a huge theme park, right? That's what I've heard, but you probably know more about it than I do. Apparently, President Toa is going as part of the entourage to further her studies. Really? She never fails to impress. I hear she's been getting job offers from a bunch of different companies ready to hire her right after graduation. Well, she does merit the high esteem people lavish on her. She's the pride of the Academy. $9:30. All passengers disembarking here in Celtic, please exit the platform via the bridge. I repeat, do not approach the rope barriers on platform 1. Passengers wishing to travel on the Transcontinental Railroad, please wait on platform 2. Alright. What's going on here? Yeah, security seems to be rather tight here, huh? All the security feels kind of ominous. It seems the railway military police is guarding the opposite platform. Yeah, I wonder if...
Well, isn't this quite the coincidence?
Captain Claire!
It's Claire! Did you come to see me?
Just a coincidence, I'm afraid. Eisengraf will be passing through here soon, so this station's operating under heightened security.
Oh, right!
Still, I'm happy to see you again. It's been, what, 2 months since I last saw you?
She really is attached to Captain Claire. Yeah, almost like sisters. Hard to believe both of them are Ironbloods. At any rate, good day everyone. Let me thank you again for all your help during the recent crisis in Heimdall. Don't worry about it. We simply did our duty as citizens of the Empire. More importantly, what's the meaning of all this extra security? And what is this Eisengraf you mentioned? As an Iron Count, right? Heh, you'll see what I mean soon enough. A special express train will momentarily be passing by platform 1. This train will be passing through at high speed, so travelers on the platform are advised to exercise caution. A special train, one built for Osborne? A special express train? It couldn't be. Ah, around time. It's red. And the Toa's on it. I think I saw Olivia on there too. There's Toa and there's Prince Oliver. How did he see all that in slow motion? And he sees Chancellor Osborne. And once again, he seems to get a heart attack whenever he sees Osborn. Yeah, maybe Osborn has something to do with that power he has. That's for sure. So that was the Eisengraph. Come to think of it, I've heard rumors of a special Crimson train. Supposedly reserved for use by members of the Imperial government. I've been on it before, it's really fast. It's pretty fancy inside too. The Eisengraph, or the Iron Count in the common parlance, was so titled in honor of Chancellor Osborn himself. Well, I do hear him called the Blood and Iron Chancellor all the time, so I can understand the iron part. But isn't the Chancellor a commoner by birth? He is indeed. However, he was granted the title of Count by His Majesty when he was made Chancellor 11 years ago. Supposedly, that's what led to the train being given its name shortly thereafter. I see. And I doubt he, of all people, sees any worth in titles or peerage. Reading? Yeah. Is something bothering you? Your attention seems elsewhere. Still feeling tired after yesterday? No, not really. I just happened to catch a glance of Toa and Prince Olivert on the train as it passed by. Wow, I'm surprised you could even make them out. You must have a hawk's eye to be able to see them when the Eisengraph whooshed by so quickly. Maybe, yeah, and I didn't even give you the Falco quartz this time. No, it was probably just a coincidence. It was more than just a glance though, I could see them clearly, in detail. What was that just now? If only that means we could perform Matrix-like dodges more often. Well, as long as you're not feeling unwell. We would like to thank all passengers for cooperation with today's security measures. Transcontinental Railway service bound for Crossbell State now arriving on Platform 2. Here it comes. Yeah, looks like we didn't have to wait long after all. And the air class should finally be here. Will Sarah be here too? Oh, there they are. Where's Crow? Hey, there they are. Reen, over here. Come on, we haven't got all day. We save you some seats. Well, if you'll excuse us, Captain. See you later, Claire. Of course, have a safe trip, everyone. Oh, there he is. Whoa, ho, ho! Who's that classy looking babe? God, I should've just stayed on the train. We received word from Squad 8. No unusual movements have been detected near the Twin Dragon Bridges. Twin Dragon's Bridge. We've also received word from Squad 21. They report that all high-speed armored cars are in position. Understood. Remain vigilant until the Eisengraph has finished passing through. Once it reaches Crossbell City, have all squads switch to Phase D. Yes, ma'am. Are you sure the Imperial Liberation Front will show themselves? They will, I'm certain of it. I see, it sounds like Group A had quite an eventful couple of days too. Yeah, though I find it kind of hard to believe you could have seen the ghost of Leanne's Sandlot. That's ridiculous. Are you sure you weren't just hallucinating or something? You can think where you like. We totally saw her, I swear! Well, ghost or not, there was definitely someone there besides us. Anyway, that's enough about ghosts and spirits for the time being. I'm more concerned about the affairs of the living, like where Tobo and the Radiant Blade Master went. It sounds like Duke Cayenne is up to something too, and he's not someone we can afford to take lightly. We didn't run into anything like that in the Jurai Special Economic Zone. But I guess that makes sense, seeing as it's under the direct control of the Imperial government and not a noble. I seem to recall that it was annexed 8 years ago, is that right? Yeah, the Empire stitched it on nice and neat without much opposition. Now it's prospering as a special economic zone on the coast. Seemed like a pretty lively place. And the revenue generated from taxes there goes directly to the Imperial government's coffers, instead of the pockets of the nobility. It's hardly a mystery why the Reformists think so highly of it. Well, that aside, I'm a little concerned about the upcoming trade conference in Crossbell. Same goes for the Imperial Liberation Front. They've been awfully quiet since that show they put on last month. Now you mention it, that does seem rather suspicious. Is that related somehow to why we're going to Garrelia Fortress? Well, it's not the main reason, but it's not entirely unrelated. I'll let you look forward to finding all about it when we get to the fortress itself. Anyway, how many of you have passed through Garrelia Fortress by train before? Only, maybe, did Elliot didn't seem to have as big an ellipses there, did he? I don't know. I see. Just us, huh? I can't wait to see everyone's first reactions. True. Why's that? Well, I've seen it in photographs at least. A camera can't really capture how ridiculous it is. Yup, it's supposed to be this macho gateway to the Empire, but it just seems like it's trying way too hard. And I'm pretty sure that this game was made before the whole build that wall thing. What's that supposed to mean? The gateway to the Empire and one of the largest military bases in the country. I look forward to the chance to see it in person then. Almost there. Okay, there it is. That massive fortress. And there's Crossbell. Oh. Yeah, when the cannons do fire, I'm sure everyone in Crossbell is gonna shit their pants over it, that's for sure. Hopefully we can stop it this time. The train carrying Class 7 continue its ride on the transcontinental line, heading toward the east. They pass through the Twin Dragons Bridge, a cruising provincial army base, and several stations later, it was finally time to pass through Garrelia Fortress, which loomed large on the border with Crossbell State. 11:20. The Ministry of Railways wishes to thank all passengers for their patronage. The next stop is Garrelia Fortress. This train will stop for 5 minutes. Please be aware that only authorized personnel may disembark at the station. Be advised that all oral photography is strictly prohibited within the fortress and is punishable by imperial law. Any attempt at unauthorized recording may result in the confiscation of your equipment or detention by the authorities. Wow, that was kind of... It sounded pretty severe for a train announcement. Well, we are passing through a military facility. I don't think they're being unreasonable. Do you really think that's the issue here? I'm not sure that having that be one of the first things foreign visitors here gives them a very good impression of the country. Oh, we're finally here. What Ideas' name is that? Eastern border, Garrelia Fortress. The scale is just... This is Garrelia Fortress? This entire place is built from iron and concrete? Because how much money has the army dumped into building all of this? Yep, that was about as interesting as I hoped. Now that I'm surprised, I thought the same things when I first saw it. On the crossbow side, all you can see is a cliff though. Yeah, but those two railway guns still poke out through it. Hey instructor, what did you bring us out here to show us? What else? We're here so you can see the true essence of what makes an army. What comprises the military strength and forms its foundation. And what other place in the empire has that on display as clearly as here? Oh boy. Who are they? Engineers and tradesmen mostly. You'll see a lot of them around here. Keeping a fortress this size up and running is a full-time job for more than just the military's people. So it seems. It's almost like its own town here. On the other side of the fortress, it's more or less a straight shot to Crossbell City, right? I think that such a bustling center of trade is so close to a massive military facility like this. Yeah, Crossbell City is only about 30 minutes away by train. On the top of the fortress, you can even see a skyscraper where the trade conference is going to take place.
I see you've arrived.
Neidhart.
Oh,
Instructor Neidhart!
Oh, Neidhart. Alright. That's how you pronounce it.
Good morning, Major Neidhart. Instructor Ballantyne of Thors Military Academy, homeroom teacher for Class 7. Reporting the arrival of myself and all students in my care.
acknowledging your arrival at 11:30 hours. Welcome to Garrelia Fortress.
Kind of awkward seeing her act all that professional
Academy,
and stuff.
I hold the rank of Major in the Imperial Army's 4th Armored Division. I'll be acting as your guide, as well as your instructor for special lectures during your time here at the fortress. Now, if you'll follow me...
Special lectures? Wow, we really are having class. Including today, you have 2 days remaining in this month's field study. However, we won't be assigning you any tasks during that time. Huh. Instead, you'll be participating in a series of special lectures and a field trip. A field trip here? So what exactly does that entail, instructor? At 1400 hours today, a joint military exercise will be taking place at Garrelia's proving ground. The 4th and 5th Armored Divisions will both be participating, and you will be observing it. I also thought he was going to make us take part in the exercise too, and then tire us out, leaving us gasping for breath. We're going to watch a military exercise. The 4th Armored Division, huh? 4th Armored Division is led by none other than Elliot's dad, Lieutenant General Olaf Craig. By all accounts, it's one of the strongest armored divisions in the Imperial Army. But do you know that our friend the Major here is the most promising young member? It's true. Cough, moving on. As I said, you'll only be observing this exercise, not actively participating. Imagine that has some of you feeling rather relieved, doesn't it? It does sound like a pretty easy assignment after all. Oh no, he read our minds, but we'll see how many of you feel the same after experiencing it for yourselves. That's all from me. It's currently 11:50 hours. Lunch has been prepared for you in the mess hall. I advise you all to eat up. Your field trip isn't something to be undertaken on an empty stomach. What kind of bread is that? So, this food. That looks like bread from Black Angus, except maybe a little harder. looks like apple slices, some kind of gratin, a few slices of cheese, and a chunk of spam. We have salty corned beef, and I think I'm getting a hint of peas from the soup. You can use this bread as a lethal projectile. I think it wouldn't hurt to use a few more herbs, or flavors in general. Calling this edible would be generous. I've heard plenty of rumors about the food they serve in the Imperial Army, but I wouldn't have guessed they'd all be true. Huh, I didn't think the food they served in the mess hall of Zender Gate was all that bad, though. I don't think it would kill them to serve something a little more appetizing. This is the exact same thing they served when I came here with my class last year. Probably from the same batch too, by the looks of it. Ah, really brings back memories. I was pretty surprised the first time my dad brought me to eat here too. Huh, you guys really think it's that bad? Hey, it really brings back memories for me too. At least there's some cheese and an apple. The food served in the army makes use of common ingredients that are easy to prepare and preserve and store. The ingredients used to make all the food on your trays can easily be stockpiled in large quantities. So even if a war were to break out, a meal like this could still be served without any trouble. Oh, so that explains it. I see. So the army serves simple foods all the time to avoid the decrease in morale from wartime rationing? Well, not all the time. However, one can think of this food as a philosophical statement from the continent's strongest army, in the sense that it suggests that soldiers should live and work each day as though a war effort depends on them. Every day. So they should be just as tense during times of peace as during times of war. Well, it's a bit too much mind over matter idealism for my taste, but it's worth being aware of. And to throw a different perspective in the mix here, the food the provincial army serve is actually pretty good. Good enough that you can't help but wonder how they'd cope if an actual war ever to break out. Well, it's not like serving good food means you have a crappy army. I heard neighbor Liberal serves up pretty tasty food in their army. Liberal's army is fairly elite. Probably because the threat of being neighbors to the Empire keeps them tense. I feel a little conflicted hearing you say that. Well, these things are all about finding a good balance. Variety is the spice of life, you know. If you eat nothing but dull, bland food all the time, well, you know what they say, you are what you eat. I could do a fewer of your pithy remarks in my diet, Instructor Valestein. Anyway, as you heard, there's going to be a military exercise at the Proving Ground at 2 in the afternoon today. It's 12:30 right now, so you have an hour to do whatever you like. They'll make an announcement half an hour before, so be sure to listen for it and do whatever it tells you. Understood. When you say wherever we like, does that mean we can tour the fortress? Of course, you're welcome to roam around, as long as you don't poke your nose into any restricted areas. Go ahead and explore, there's plenty worth seeing here, like the command center. Now if you're feeling a little tired from your field study so far, you're welcome to rest in your rooms. It would be a shame to waste such a valuable opportunity. I suppose I should at least get a general overview of the fortress. I can do some last minute resting here, I suppose, but Marine's already at max CP. Wow, they even serve. I wonder if we'll get the recipe for that. Yeah, we're not buy too much here. These days I find myself looking forward to mealtime so I can read letters from my family while I eat. It sure ain't the food that puts a smile on my face, that's for sure. I don't think I could keep this slap down if I didn't have these letters to take my mind off it. The Vanders are a military family entrusted with the protection of the Imperial family. They're also famous for their house's style of swordsmanship. A few of them serve in the Imperial Army, actually. You've got Lieutenant General Vander from the 3rd Army Armored Division, and there's apparently another Vander in the 7th. She also asked Major Neidhart more. I heard those two are classmates. Yes, Mueller, who is one of the toughest one-on-one bosses in SC. That's for sure. Yeah. There are thousands of soldiers stationed here in Garrelia Fortress. That means it can get awfully crowded here in the mess hall, so we do everything in shifts. Though you inevitably get people coming in late, so we never really have much in the way of downtime. Yeah, the way Nightmare was balanced, Vander was more or less the hardest boss in the game. Like, harder than Low. Harder than Leon Hart, that's for sure. Leon, you could still... it was still possible to scrape through as long as you didn't summon too many clones, but Vander, he deals way too much damage and you have really limited resources. Limited turns to work with, and etc. Alright. So... Center Junction store. They won't let me teleport there, unfortunately. To get to the Center Junction store... It's near the south exit. Hello, Garrelia Fortress. You and your classmates from Thors Military Academy have been granted permission to explore the fortress. As long as you don't stray outside the permitted area, you're free to go wherever you like. The corridor on the right leads to the right wing of the fortress. Left, you'll find the guest rooms and briefing room. The staircase over there leads to the command center, but you haven't been granted permission to go inside. That's how it is, I'm afraid. Maybe we'll decide to show you around there later. Oh, I can't shop here. Nothing new to buy, though. Yeah, I already have pretty much everything I need from here. Plenty of smoke grenade and battle scopes. I'm good to go here. Alright, that's all I really need to buy from here before continuing the story, huh? Motor pool. There are some people to talk to in here. It's really easy to get lost, so whoa. Okay, so where to go next? For now, I should just focus on everyone in the dead ends. Guest room. Oh, are you taking a rest, Emma? I did take a short walk around, but everything about this fortress is so imposing. It made me feel a little faint. I feel you there. Looking at Emma now, it's hard to believe she's the same person who almost single-handedly guided us through that castle. Reen? Nah, never mind. But there is one thing that's been bugging me lately, ever since we arrived in Legram. I feel like just out of the corner of my eye, I catch glimpses of this small black shadow following us. Ever since we got to the fortress, I haven't seen it. Really? Maybe you were possessed by something. Possessed? Yikes, that's kind of an unsettling thought. It is, isn't it? Whew, I'm glad I told her to go back when we reached Keldic. Alright, this one's empty. Briefing room. There's Sarah. Oh yeah, Toho gave me a call about what happened in Legram. So you had a mechanical monster show up outside city limits? Yeah, Toho looked pretty concerned when we first mentioned it to him too. You know anything about them? Well, I'm no stranger to the group that makes them. The 13 Factories. They go by the name Ouroboros. Whoa, you're actually dropping their name right now. I'm gonna screenshot that. They're a secret society of sorts that act in the shadows all across the continent. A secret society? We don't know how many members there are, what they're capable of. Honestly, we don't know much about them at all. What we do know is that they have access to technology more advanced than the most cutting-edge research institutes. And they've been behind several crises that have threatened to shake the foundations of entire nation-states. with all technology, they should be using it to make next-gen gaming. Make a CPU, make a GPU that can allow me to use OBS while playing any game at max settings, while staying at like 60 degrees Celsius or less. And these are the people who made those monsters. If I hadn't seen it with my own eyes, I'd find it hard to swallow, but there's no denying what we saw out there. Well, we don't need to come to grips with it just yet. We called the mechanical monsters like the ones you guys fought archaisms. And lately it seems like an awful lot of them have made their way onto the black market. There's been one sighting after another these days, all over the Empire and beyond. Black market, maybe the noble faction bought some and sicked them on Legram. Wow, that's heavy. So that means there's a chance that they might be planning something here in Erebonia? Just in your opinion, I mean. Well, that's the tricky thing about them. It doesn't necessarily mean that at all. There have been cases where we know they put archaisms in the wild purely to test their abilities, for example. Still, it's something to keep in the back of your mind at least. Right, I'll be sure to let the others know too. I'm surprised she would tell this so easily to a bunch of students. Honestly, as if we don't have enough to worry about with terrorists out there and the two factions at each other's throats. She just played innocent too, even if I tried to press her about it. She? Who do you mean? Yeah, just talking to myself. Anyway, you just focus on your field study right now. Between this fortress and the training exercise you'll be observing this afternoon, you'll have a front row seat to see what the military is all about. Understood, instructor. She's always suspicious of Sharon and Claire. Maybe they have something to do with Ouroboros? Well, in Claire's case, it's mostly because she's associated with Osborne, but... there's another hidden path here. Let's see. No permission. So you're students who have come to tour this fortress? Yes, sir. He's wearing an officer's uniform. I wonder if he's... It is Lieutenant General Walter, Commander of Garrelia Fortress. He also serves as Division Commander for the 5th Armored Division, which is stationed here. I apologize for not greeting you sooner, sir. Thank you for granting us the opportunity to tour the fortress. It's really an honor. Well, at least you aren't lacking in manners. Hardly built like a soldier, though. I have my doubts that you'd be able to endure the military's training regimen with a physique like that. You sure you're training them properly, Major? My apologies, sir. Though I hear the Academy has a former bracer as their combat instructor. They must really be scraping bottom. I've heard of the Purple Lightning before, of course, but a bracer is still a bracer. Leading such an important role in the hands of civilians is ridiculous. The famous force isn't what it used to be. Well, no surprises here. It's like he fits in every box on the checklist for a stereotypical Imperial soldier. Anyway, as Fortress Commander, allow me to welcome you to Garrelia. Keep in mind, though, that we're constantly on alert for potential threats from the east. I have no problem with your class connecting your field study here, but see that you don't get in the way. Of course, sir. Very well, I'll take my leave here, as I have business to attend to. Ooh, he's certainly strict. Well, he is responsible for keeping one of the Empire's most vital defensive fortifications running smoothly. Considering the ongoing tension between the Empire and the Republic, you should be grateful he allowed you to come at all. I won't forget it. Now I'm afraid I must excuse myself as well. You're welcome to tour the rest of the fortress, but don't try to enter the command center. Of course, good luck with your work, instructor. I'll see you later then. Alright. That takes care of that red mark. Now there's Laura and Fee. I heard about the fortress from my father, but seeing it in person really drives home its incredible scale. Oh yeah, your father helps train the Imperial Army in swordsmanship, doesn't he? I see why he's so busy if he's going around training all the soldiers in places this massive. Indeed, I feel like the reality of it is finally sinking in for me as well. I have no idea how his teachings are actually being applied, though. Perhaps we'll have the opportunity to find out during today's military training exercise. I'm looking forward to it. The soldiers here seem pretty well trained. Pretty well equipped too, like you'd expect from the Empire's biggest fortress. You need to put in some serious prep time if you wanted to topple it. Fee, I'm not sure that's something you should be saying within earshot of the soldiers. Hey, old habits die hard. Anything here I needed last minute? Not really. I'm pretty good to go, and I still need to save up my time quartz. Seriously, time quartz runs out faster than everything for some reason. Higher elements in general tend to get used up fast. Alright. Which way? Central freight platform. So that's Major Neidhart of the 4th Armored Division, huh? And this time serving under Lieutenant General Craig. I hear he's come to be considered one of the Army's top two most promising young officers. And he's actually pretty handsome, if I say so myself. I bet anything he flies right up the ranks. The barracks. See, so no going through here. There's the train. Oh, there seems to be other paths here too. Alright, now I should go to the... Which way should I go? Flight port. Looks like this is the fortress's airport. There might come a day when I find myself in a military airship. Anyone here to talk to? Yes, there's Crow and Machias. About to head off for a military exercise. They say the 4th Armored Division is the strongest unit in the Imperial Army. Hey, I'm looking forward to this. Try not to get close to the airships. Crazy, it really is night and day. Yeah, try to imagine two places more diametrically opposed. What's wrong, you two? Oh, we were just talking about how different this place is to Jurai. Jurai was super lively, but this place... I think Crow's having withdrawal now that he's somewhere without easy access to a casino at all times. I can imagine. Seems like everyone's talking about Jurai these days, so... Was it really that amazing? It was. I didn't know what to expect with the recent annexation by Erebonia, but everything looked fine to me. As offices, an entertainment district, and all the people I saw were thoroughly enjoying themselves. I'd go as far as to say they're happy to be under Imperial government's control. I don't know if I'd go that far. Oh? A little bird told me Chancellor Osborne was the one behind the annexation in the first place. He also told me he used some pretty forceful tactics to get them to agree. Of course, most of their attacks only takes a brand new detour straight into the Imperial government's pockets. I wouldn't be surprised if he made the annexation happen just to fatten his pocketbook. But paying taxes is a citizen's duty. It's only natural that they do so now that they're under the Erebonian's protection, right? Sounds like this is a pretty complicated issue. Oh boy. Nope. There are no other exits here, right? Yeah, this is the only one. Okay, to the motor pool then. My throat. All these armored vehicles. I wonder if we'll ever have to fight one. Fight an armored vehicle just like in SC and the Third. Yeah, somehow the Argyle was it was possible to beat it up with just a bunch of with arts and weapons. Seems like this is a hangar for tanks and armored cars. It's kind of staggering to see so many of them lined up in one place. I better take a break to cough first. So I'm not looking forward to this. You've never seen any military exercises before, right, Reen? Yeah, this will be my first time. I take it you have then? Yeah, my dad showed me one the last time he brought me out here. He really does want me to join the military, but I really don't think I'll ever be suited for it the way he is. I get where you're coming from. The more I hear about his dad, the more curious I get. I'm not entirely sure how to feel seeing so many accents lined up like this. The Rainford Company makes these, don't they? Unfortunately so. I'm sure they'll be using them for this military exercise too. As far as I can tell, they'll be pitted against the older automated models. That sounds pretty brutal. The older tanks won't stand a chance. Well, that's kind of the point. They want to just show off how easily the accents can dominate them. Well, you don't get the chance to go eyes on with this stuff every day. I'll take the opportunity to see for myself just how competent they are. That's just like her. Okay, after speaking to them, return to the fortress for another event. I suppose this way. I better save first. Alright, I think I have all the items I need. Plenty of healing items all around here. Yep. Where's the next event? Maybe I missed one. I should check the motor pool again. Just in case. Ugh. Wait. There's a door here. Alright. Freight platform. Wait, I haven't seen Milliam yet. Maybe she's around here somewhere. I haven't... I don't know. If only this was like Xenoblade had a little indicator for some of these, an indicator arrow to show you which direction to go in. What's that here? Wow! I can't believe the size of this place. Oh, given that uniform, you must be one of the students from Thors. Feel free to look around all you like, but try to stay out of our way. We're all incredibly busy at the moment. So if you don't mind, I ask you to make your way to the corridor over there instead of hanging around here. Understood. Thank you very much. Might as well head over there. Oh, there they are. Okay. What are you two up to? Gaius, are you okay? I'm just kind of shocked by how different the atmosphere here is from Zender Gate. Well, it's the major military base right on the border of Crossbell. And I never imagined it'd be quite this big, though. This place is such a departure from Zender Gate that I can hardly believe that this is the same military. Although perhaps it is true, the true faces of the Imperial Army. This fortress is the very definition of oversized, and that's ignoring the excessive display of military power. I imagine that the posturing is meant to show the cruising provincial army that they could crush them on a whim. I forgot what this place probably means to you and your family. I suppose. While I don't agree with my father's actions, I can't say I'm comfortable with this fortress's presence either. In fact, I find it hard to believe that anyone could sleep peacefully near a fortress like this. I guess you can't see it from here after all. We'd be able to see it from where the railway guns are, but they'll get mad if I get too close to them. Where are you up to now, Milliam? You know that huge ARCUS tower where they're holding the trade conference? I'm trying to get a good view of that. Oh yeah, they mentioned in the Imperial Chronicle and on the radio. Can you actually see it from all the way over here? That'd be incredible. Would I ever lie to you? So I wish I could have gone with Gramps instead of being stuck on some stupid field study. Why'd you join Class 7 then? Speaking of which, they're going to be holding the keynote session there tomorrow. I wonder what they'll be talking about during it. Most people are thinking it's just so they can decide on finance rules and stuff for Western Zemuria. But I think it's really gonna end up being about who Crossbell belongs to. Knowing Gramps, he might even try to get Crossbell to become a part of Erebonia. Seriously? Hey, the prince is gonna be there too, so I'll probably just try to shake everybody up a bit. Unbelievable. Toma's there too though, so here's hoping things go well. Hey. Oh, Chloe's going to be there. Oh, it looks like they're gonna have new products at Le Sage. Alright, I guess I better... Oh, this part's blocked off. Even though I'm obviously fit enough to go between these two poles, I can't do it. Look, I'm actually slightly past it. Charge! Nope, I guess not. Alright, I think that's pretty much everything. I guess once I go back inside there will be an event or something. Return to the fortress then. Now where do I go exactly? This is the motor pool. So maybe I'll just go back upstairs. Uh-oh. This bulletin is to inform all 4 students that preparations for today's military exercise are now complete. Please assemble in the hangar immediately. Your transport is standing by. I repeat. That's Instructor Nightheart. The time must have passed more quickly than I thought. I suppose I should start making my way toward the hangar. Maybe I'll run to the others on my way. We boarded the armored cars and set off toward the proving grounds. Oh, we get to actually go inside the armored vehicles too. The inside of the armored cars was narrow and cramped, and the smell of machine oil hung in the musty air. The car shook and rattled over the uneven ground, tumbling us around like an iron coffin on wheels. Eventually, after doing 10 minutes of jaw-rattling travel, unable to even peek outside the scenery, we finally arrived at Garrelia Fortress's military proving grounds. Wow, Oxen main battle tanks. There's plenty of older model tanks out there too. It even looks like they have airships here. Oh yeah, like the ones we saw in Nord. Welcome. Is that Craig? Oh, is that Olaf Craig? Yeah. So that's Elliot's dad. I don't see the family resemblance. Looks like the hair made the jump from father to son, though. Reporting, Lieutenant General. Very good, Neidhart. Instructor Valstein, I believe. Pleased to meet you. It's an honor to make your acquaintance, Lieutenant General Craig. Allow me to extend my deepest thanks for agreeing to cooperate with us for the Academy's curriculum today. Think nothing of it. Many of these fine youngsters may one day hold positions in the Imperial Army, after all. Besides, I owe a lot to old General Van Dyke. And these must be... What a piercing stare. This is Craig the Red. Elliot, my boy, so good to see you again. Huh? Must be half a year now since I last saw you. How have you been? That's a sharp-looking uniform you've got too. I've seen the photos, but it looks even better on you in person. Dad, come on. He's still got a long way to go if you want to put on some real muscle. There's a part of me that hopes you'll stay my little chum forever. But you're a man of the Erebonia, and the men of the Empire must be strong, stout, and ready for action. But he's the type to wield an orbital staff, so I don't think he's gonna put on any muscle anytime soon. It was for your own good as a man that I held back my tears and enrolled you in the military academy. Dad, I can't breathe. I feel like everything I've been told about him was a lie. There do seem to be some differences from the stories. You kidding me? He seems like a cool guy. Hey, what a delightful commanding officer you have, Major. Words fail me. Dad, knock it off. I'll tell Fiona. Moving right along. I'm Lieutenant General Olaf Craig, Commander of the Imperial Army's 4th Armored Division. I've been entrusted with the role of overseeing today's joint military exercise. Pleased to make your acquaintance. Likewise, sir. It's a pleasure, sir. Got one heck of a dad, Elliot. Believe me, I feel it in the bones. Now let me give you a brief rundown of what will be happening. This exercise will consist of a simulated battle conducted by 2 of our armored divisions. Armored regiments at the formation center, infantry, armored cars, and airships will work in tandem, using their maneuverability to the fullest to obliterate the targets. Is there actually going to be anyone inside of those vehicles, or are these going on autopilot? So targets today will be using previous model tanks that have been decommissioned from service. Autopilot functionality will allow them to evade and return fire, but they've only been armed with paint bullets. However, all other regiments taking part in today's exercise have been equipped with live ammunition. Hopefully no friendly fire. So we intend to actually destroy the other tanks. It would hardly be a live fire exercise if we didn't. The current time is 1400 hours, right on schedule. We'll now begin today's joint military exercise. Armored Divisions 4 and 5 commence combat operations. Glory to the Empire and the Imperial Army. Begin! Yes, sir! 5th Armored Division. Armored Regiment will advance first. Armored Car Regiment and Infantry Regiment follow their lead. 4th Armored Division. Armored Regiment and Infantry Regiment advance together. Armored Car Regiment deploy to the left and right. Oh boy. Ugh. Don't bring paint to a gunfight, that's for sure. Yeah, it's a curb stomp battle, alright. Ugh. Wow. It's certainly potent. So this is the kind of firepower it takes to fight a modern war. Shush. You said those tanks are called oxens? Yes, they're a type of main battle tank the Rainford Company developed 2 years ago. I've seen their spec sheets, but seeing their power firsthand tells you what numbers and decimal points don't. They might be the strongest heavy tanks on the continent. The Imperial Army's got a couple hundred of those in the wings, huh? That's kinda crazy. You try fighting things like these head on, you won't stand a chance. That's as true for our own nation as it is for others. I just can't get used to this. Just the sound of the artillery firing is enough to make me start shaking. I don't think that's something you should get used to, I mean. If the sound of guns in warfare ever stopped bothering you, I'd be worried. Reen. I guess this is another kind of strength. Thus, the military exercise came to an end. 4th Armored Division, led by Lieutenant General Craig, withdrew to an encampment near the fortress. Meanwhile, returned to the fortress where Major Neidhart outlined the results of the training exercise. After that, sorry you had to wait for us to finish. Don't worry about it. We're the guests here after all. Thanks for your consideration. At the very least, I'd say dinner's a million times better than lunch was. I mean, it's hash beef today. That's an Imperial Army tradition, isn't it? Oh, just the smell's making me hungry. Oh yeah, where'd your instructor go? She's a real looker. I was hoping to get a chance to talk to her. She went to see the forces commander with instructor Neidhart. She did ask us to eat without her tonight. Right, well, she's with Major Neidhart. It's hard to compete with those guys from the 4th Armored Division. It'd be enough if they just had Craig the Red, but they've got the Major too, and he's kind of scary. Huh. Like a division of muscle men. Anyway, we shouldn't keep you tied up any longer. Your hash beef's gonna go cold. See you tomorrow, guys. Some kind of casserole? Wow, it's actually delicious. It's like night and day compared to what we had for lunch. Save the best for last, huh? You're telling me. Oh, come on, guys. What is all the gloomy faces? You think you guys might have had a bit too rosy of an outlook? What are you expecting to see out there? I'm sure you can understand at least a little of how we feel. It's like, has everything we've learned in our time at the Academy been for nothing? Academics, the arts, individual skill in combat, none of that matters in the slightest in real warfare, do they? It's true. If all you're looking to do is fight a war, you don't need any of those. All you need is plenty of troops at your command, the latest weaponry, and overwhelming firepower. Assuming you know the tactics to use them well and a strategy that employs them effectively, I suppose. The oxens are even more powerful than I was expecting them to be, too. Remember my mother boasting about their capabilities when she was trying to sell them to the army 2 years ago, but... to be honest, I'm feeling somewhat disheartened as well. I can't see there being a place for swords on the battlefield with weapons like those on the front lines. Well, I don't think that means individual combat skill doesn't matter at all. Still, I think we've been misunderstanding something important all this time. What we saw in the military exercise today was power in its purest form. It has no morality of its own. It exists to bring about a result, regardless of the ideals or principles of those who wield it. That's true. In a sense, the same could be said of a sword or a gun. And all the way up to something as huge as Garrelia's railway guns too. I think I finally understand why they wanted us to watch a military exercise in the first place. Could have taught us in a less roundabout fashion. Well, it looks like you didn't wait for me to start the party. Instructor Sarah. So you spoke with the commander? I sure did. I got up-to-date info on the trade conference too. As well as all the latest on the terrorists. So there's new information about the ILF. Anyway, before I get to that, let me explain what you'll be doing tomorrow. In the morning, you're scheduled to participate in the Imperial Army's physical fitness training. Oh boy. In the afternoon, you'll be attending a special lecture where I'll bring you up to speed on that info I just mentioned. After that, you've been granted special permission to view the railway guns. I see. Looking forward to that. Sounds like we've got a pretty packed schedule. Well, we did bring you all the way out here, so we might as well make the most of it. Every nation possesses power in the form of a military, whether that military is large or small. Garrelia Fortress just happens to have power in a very striking, easy to understand form. As students of a military academy, you have an obligation to know the scale of the power. The Empire of Erebonia wields at present a power you might one day be in charge of yourselves. What? Anyway, even a meeting that long couldn't keep me away from trying the famous hash beef rice. I've heard it's the only decent food they have around here, so I've been looking forward to this all day long. We should probably finish eating. Yeah, though it's gotten a bit cold now. Maybe I'll go and ask for seconds. Oh, Eustace, you don't want the rest of yours, can I have it? I sooner throw it away than give it to you. Click, click. Okay, that should do it. Alright, that covers today's quota. Whew, I'm looking forward to a nice long bath. Well, you know how every time there's a military exercise coming up, the workload gets crazy like this? Still, at least managing inventory has gotten a lot easier thanks to the orbital net. They've gotten everything hooked up on a network over in Crossbell, right? Wish the Empire would get on that a bit more. Think of the utility. Well, from the sound of it, you need special equipment to send signals through a wired connection and make use of it. And considering the size of the Empire, it's probably going to be quite a while before it's a widespread thing here. Uh-oh, what's that? An orb mail, looks like it's from HQ. Oh, you've got to be kidding me. This right here is the problem with the orbital net. There's no such thing as off hours when they just send you orders around the clock. Hey, what's going on? Get this, they're planning on doing some extra exercise tomorrow. That means we got outfit 20 oxens with C units by tomorrow. 20! Seriously? Might as well start up another pot of coffee. We're in for an all-nighter for sure. Do we even have that many C units left? Actually, another lot came by freight just this evening. Exactly 20 if you can believe it. Guess we'll just have to get it done. Crap, at least let us take a shower. I'm gonna head down to the mess hall and grab some snacks. You want anything? Okay, now would be a good time to cut off.